Morning students, welcome to my presentation on socialization from the course Sociological and Psychological Perspectives for Social Work, Unit 4. What is socialization? Socialization is a learning process by which an individual develops into a social being and is able to function in a society. We see that child rearing, formal education, acculturation, that is the learning of cultural values and meaning, and role learning are the socializing processes that help to mold individuals to the ways of their society and culture. Socialization begins almost at birth and continues throughout the life. The socialization helps us to explain two aspects of social life: how the individual becomes capable to participate in the society, and how society teaches its members to function effectively. The human infant comes into the world as a biological organism with animal needs. It is gradually molded into a social being, and he learns the social ways of acting and feeling. Without this process of molding, the society could not continue itself, nor could it exist, nor could the individual becomes a person. This process of molding is called socialization. So socialization also is a process by which the new generation learns the knowledge, attitudes and values that they will need as protective citizens. Students learn these values because their behavior at school is regulated until they gradually internalize and accept them. Socialization is also considered as becoming a socialized person so that you fit into a complex social environment. I mean, if you want to be part of a society, you should know the values, cultures, and norms, principles, the attitudes of the society so that you fit into it as its member. So, socialization is a process of making somebody social and fully human. More appropriately, it is a process whereby individual persons learn and they are trained in the basic norms, values, beliefs, skills, attitudes, way of doing, acting, which are appropriate to a specific social group or society. It is an ongoing, never-ending process from cradle to the grave. That means individual person possesses through various stages of socialization from birth to death. Thus, we need to know socialization, and we need socialization as infants, preschool children, school boys or girls, pubescents, adolescents, adults, and older persons. From the point of view of individual persons, especially a newborn baby, socialization is a process whereby biological being or organism is changed into a social being. Socialization may be formal or informal. It becomes formal when it is conducted by formally organized social groups and institutions like schools, religious centers, mass media, university, workplace, military training, internships, etc. It is informal when it is carried out through the informal social interactions and relationships, micro levels. Let us move on to the definition of socialization. H.M. Johnson says socialization is a real learning process that enables the learner to perform social roles. So we see that there is a learning take place from childhood onwards, so that person is continuously trained to be a part of the society or member of the society as per the societal expectations in order to perform the roles of the society. Wogban and Nimkov say socialization is a process by which the individual learns to conform to the norms of the group. So we are not animals. We are not uh, beings which can live alone. We are a social being. So in order to be a part of a society, we need to conform ourselves to the guiding norms of the society. So socialization teaches us to learn those norms which can make us to fit into the society. Types of socialization. We have six types of socialization. They are primary or childhood socialization, secondary or adulthood child socialization, re-socialization, de-socialization, anticipatory socialization, reverse socialization. Let us discuss one by one. Primary or childhood socialization. This is also called basic or early socialization. The terms primary, basic, or early all signify the overriding importance of the childhood period for socialization. Much of the personality makeup of the individuals is forged at this period in life. Socialization at this stage of life is a landmark. Without it, we would cease to become social beings. The human infant, who is biological being or organism, is changed into a social being mainly at this early change. Hence, children should be appropriately socialized from birth up to particularly 5 years of age, because this period is basic and crucial one. A child who does not get appropriate socialization at this stage will most likely be deficient in his or her social, moral, intellectual, and personality development. Some even may grow up developing antisocial attitudes, aspirations, and practices. Secondary or adult socialization. While socialization is an overriding issue for children and adolescents, it is a never-ending process that continues throughout life. Secondary or adult socialization is necessitated when individuals take up new roles, reorienting themselves according to their changes, social statutes, and roles as in starting marital life. The socialization process at this stage may sometimes be intense. For example, fresh college student graduates entering the world of work to start their first jobs. There are quite many new roles to be mastered. Intense adult socialization may also occur among immigrants when they go to other countries They may need to learn language, values, norms, and a host of other customs and folkways, coupled with the experience economic hardships, may prove to be truly stressful and most challenging. Although it may be fairly stated that childhood socialization experiences what kind of people we become, the challenges of socialization thus continues in late adolescent and adult stages. This happens to be so particularly the context of fast changing world in complex societies. The third one is re-socialization and desocialization. The lives of individuals as they pass through different stages and life experiences, there is the need for re-socialization and desocialization. Re-socialization means the adoption by adults of radically different norms and lifestyles that are more or less completely dissimilar to the previous norms and values. Thus, re-socialization signifies the rapid and more basic changes in the adult life. The change may demand abandonment of one life way with a new one. Desocialization, whereas typically precedes resocialization. Desocialization refers to stripping individuals of their former lifestyles, beliefs, values, and attitudes so that they may take up other partially or totally new lifestyles, attitudes, and values. The individuals have to abandon their values and take up new ones in order to become part of the new social group. The fourth one is anticipatory socialization. Anticipatory socialization refers to the process of adjustment and adaptation in which individuals try to learn and internalize the roles, values, attitudes, and skills of a social status or occupation for which they likely recruit in the future. They do this in anticipating the actual forthcoming socialization. It involves a kind of rehearsal and preparations in advance to have a feel of what the new role would look like. However, anticipatory socialization may not be adequate with the nature and the scope of life transition is complex. It may be difficult to fully anticipate what will happen. The fifth one is reverse socialization. Reverse socialization refers to the process of socialization whereby the dominant socializing persons, such as parents, happen to be in need of being socialized themselves by those whom they socialize, such as children. This idea seems to be associated with the fact that socialization is a two-way process. It involves the influences and pressures from the socializees that directly or indirectly induce change the attitude and behaviors of socializers themselves. In reverse socialization, for example, children may happen to socialize their parents in some roles, skills, and attitudes which the latter lack. Next, we move on to the agents of socialization. Agents of socialization are the different groups of people and institutional arrangements which are responsible for training new members of society. Some of them could be formal while others are informal. They help individuals get into overall activities of the society. The institution of family is generally regarded as the most important agent of socialization. In the process of socialization, the most important contacts are between child and his parents or siblings. The contacts could be between child and surrogate parents when actual parents are not available. Besides children's parents, there are other agents of socialization in modern society such as daycare centers, nurseries, kindergarten, as well as primary and secondary schools and universities. It seems that these various agents of socialization have partially taken over the function of the parents, particularly in the modern societies, where women are increasingly leaving their traditional home-based responsibility by engaging in employment outside home. The school represents a formal and conscious effort by a society to socialize its in. Other than parents and school, peer groups play very significant roles in socialization process. So let us discuss one by one. First, the family. The child's first world is that of his family. It is a world in itself in which the child learns to live, to move, and to have his being. With it not only the biological task of birth, protection, and feeding take place, but also develop those first and intimate association with persons of different ages and sexes which form the basis of the child's personality development. Thus, the family is the primary agency of socialization. It is here that the child develops an initial sense of self and habit training like eating, sleeping, and so on. To a very large extent, the indoctrination of child, whether in primitive or modern complex society, occurs within the circle of the primary family group. The child's first human relationships are with the immediate members of his family, such as mother, siblings, father, and other close relatives. Here he experiences love, cooperation, authority, direction, and protection. Language is also learned from family in childhood. So families teach children values they hold throughout life. They frequently adapt parents' attitudes not only about work but also importance of education, patriotism, and religion. Thus, the family plays major role in the socialization of a person. Second, school. After family, the educational institutions take over the charge of socialization. In some societies, socialization takes place almost entirely with the family, but in highly complex societies, children are socialized by educational system. Schools not only teach reading, writing, and other basic skills, they also teach students to develop themselves to discipline themselves, to cooperate with others, to obey rules, and to test their achievements through competitions. Schools teach a set of expectations about work, profession, or occupation they will follow when they mature. Schools have the formal responsibility of imparting knowledge in those disciplines which are most central to adult functioning in our society. It has been said that learning at home is on a personal, emotional level, whereas learning at school is basically intellectual. The third agent of socialization is peer group. Besides the world of family and school fellows, the peer group and the playmates highly influence the process of socialization. The peer group, the young child learns to conform to the accepted ways of a group and to appreciate the fact that social life is based on rules. Peer group becomes significant others in the terminology of G.H. Beard for the young child. Peer group socialization has been increasing day by day these days. Young people today spend considerable time with the other one outside home and family. Young people living in cities or suburban cities and who have access to automobiles spend a great deal of time together away from their family. Studies show that they create their own unique subcultures. The college campus culture, the drug culture, the motorcycle cult, the athlete group culture, etc. Thus, peer groups serve a valuable function by assisting the transition to individual responsibility. Teenagers imitate their friends in part because the peer group maintains a meaningful system of rewards and punishments. The group may encourage a young person to follow pursuits that society considers admirable. The fourth one is mass media. From the things that take place in the world and the incidents that take place in our society, we see that media plays a major role in shaping or in socializing the values and the attitude of the individual. From early forms of print technology to electronic communication, radio, TV, today we have social media platform, viral platform. So the media is playing a central role in shaping the personality of the individuals. What is shown in the media, they try to intimate. They try to follow the icons in the media and they are socialized. Television in particular is a critical force in the socialization of children in almost all over the world. Children try to imitate what is shown in the television. Thus, mass media plays a major role in socialization of the behavior of the children. The fifth one is the workplace. The fundamental aspect of human socialization involves learning to behave appropriately within an occupation. Occupational socialization cannot be separated from the socialization experience that occurs during childhood and adolescence. We are mostly exposed to occupational roles through observing the work of our parents or people whom we meet while they are performing their duties and are people portrayed in the media. The last one is government. Social scientists have increasingly recognized the importance of government as an agent of socialization because of its growing impact on life cycle. The protective functions, which were previously performed by family members, have steadily been taken over by outside agencies such as hospitals, health clinics, and insurance companies. Thus, the government has become a provider of child care, which gives it a new and direct role in the socialization of infants and young children. Not only this, as a citizen, the life of the person is greatly influenced by national interest. For example, labor unions and political parties serve as intermediaries between individuals and the government. By regulating the lifestyle to some degree, the government shapes the pro- process by influencing our views of appropriate behavior at particular ages. We are governed by the norms or regulations, guidelines by government from the childhood till we leave this world. Thus, government plays a major role in shaping individuals' behavior and they behave as a powerful agent of socialization. Thank you.